Okay, so we're into the fourth video now on quadratics, and this time we're going to look at sketching. I briefly mentioned in another video how we're going to do this, and we're going to do this as quickly and as accurately as possible. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to find the key features of a parabola to plot and be able to plot a quadratic. Okay, hopefully this is going to be quite a straightforward video. Okay, so what we need to plot a quadratic is we need to know whether or not it's positive or negative, we need to know the roots, we need to know the y-intercept, and we need to know the turning point. Those four things every single time. And that's all we need. We don't need to do f of x is equal to all of this, or y is equal to all of this, and plot points and be as accurate as that, because it's unnecessary. All we need to know is, do you understand that the roots are where we cross the x-axis? Do you understand that the y-intercept is where we cross the y-axis? Can you find the turning point, and can you determine the shape? And that's it. Okay, so plot the quadratic y equals x squared minus 2x minus 24. Now hopefully from the second video that we watched, you noticed that if you have a positive x squared term, you get a positive graph with a minimum turning point. And if you have a negative x squared term, you'll get a negative parabola with a maximum turning point. Okay, and just so that you can see this, we'll go through the details and we'll find these points, right? So the first thing I'm going to tell you, and I will prove it as well as telling you that this one is positive. Okay, and it's positive because that is positive. So the next thing we're going to look for is the roots, and because we've done factorising, we know that you do x squared, I don't know why I put the bracket in there, minus 2x minus 24 equals to 0, and solve. So that's what we're going to do now. So x squared minus 2x minus 24 factorises 2 x minus 6 x plus 4 equal to 0. So then x minus 6 is 0, so x is 6, and x plus 4 is 0, so x is negative 4. So let's put these in. So x is 6 and x is negative 4. Okay, y-intercept. Y-intercept happens when x is 0, so plugging in x equals to 0, we would then come out with y equal to negative 24. Now, I obviously don't have 24 spaces, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a mark here and say that that is negative 24. Okay, next thing is our turning point. Okay, and how we find the turning point. Because of the symmetry of our functions, our turning point is halfway between negative 4 and 6. So I'm going to do negative 4 plus 6 divided by 2. Negative 4 plus 6 is 2, divided by 2 is 1. So that means that my turning point is somewhere on this line. Okay, and that's the x part of it. So the y part of it is obviously just going to be substituting in that x is equal to 1, so I'm going to get 1 minus 2 minus 24, so that's going to give me 1 minus 2, negative 1, minus 24, negative 25. So then I'm going to say here 1, negative 25. And those 4 points are all I need to be able to draw my parabola. I know the shape. It's going to go like this, down, hit that, and then go back up again. And please make sure yours is a better drawing than this. Okay, it needs to be nice and rounded and not so wiggly. And then just clearly annotating that this is negative 4 and that this is 6 is enough. That is our parabola. You are accurate. You know where the roots are, you know where the turning point is, you know where the y-intercept is, and you know that it's a positive graph. Okay, and I just told you it was positive, but you can see here, look, it was going downwards, had a minimum turning point. Okay, some people like to say it's a happy face. Okay, but that's what you're getting there. That was a positive parabola. Okay, so let's look at another example. X squared plus x plus 6. Okay, so negative x squared plus x plus 6. So this is negative, so then I've got a negative graph. I know that now, just from the fact that that's negative. Okay, so now I'm going to get my roots. Negative x squared plus x plus 6 equals 0. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my negative out as a common factor and give myself x squared minus x minus 6 equals 0, and that will factorize. I will get x minus 3 x plus 2. That'll give me that x is 3, x is 3 and x is negative 2. I've just skipped out that step where I'm separating them. So 3 and 2. Okay, so now I've got the roots. I want to get the y-intercept. So the y-intercept happens when x is 0. So it's going to happen when y is 6. Okay, so now I want the turning point. So then x is equal to negative 2 plus 3 divided by 2. Well, negative 2 plus 3 is 1. 1 divided by 2 is a half. So my turning point is going to be somewhere in this box here. Okay, so it's going to be a half. Not negative half, just a half. So then y is going to be substituted in. So negative a half squared becomes negative a quarter, plus a half becomes a quarter, plus 6, so 6 and a quarter. So we're looking at somewhere around here. Okay, so it's not going to be as accurate as the other graph, but you're going to get the general gist. Okay, and then I'm just going to put in all my key features. So that this is negative 2, this is 3, this is 6, and my turning point is a half. I'm going to write 6 and a quarter as one fraction, so then it's going to be 25 over 4. And I'll put here, so y is equal to 6 and 1/4, which is 25 over 4. And that's it. That's how we sketch the parabola. It's not exact, but it is precise and it is accurate. So let's go back and just compare. So do we know how to find the key features of the parabola to plot? Well, I hope so now. I've definitely explained them. Have we plotted quadratics? Yes, we have. So hopefully we feel like that's covered.